Hey!
What is?
Hey! Boom! Welcome to it's the Strong Pour at DWTN Nutrition. I'm not gonna lie, we took a little what, like a summer break, I feel like.
It was like 2 weeks.
We all took a 2-week summer break, or I guess that would be like a spring break. So, and we're back. We're back for y'all. We got some really exciting things to go over, and I think it's a really good topic because the world is hurting right now, man. And I think this topic right here is a good overcast of, we're not going to get political, but it's a little overcast of what is happening in humanity today, and it happens in our lives on a daily basis. And it's basically, who wants to read the title? Nobody. Guys, we prepare for this stuff. I hope you know that. We prepare.
Okay. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you.
Yes. Yeah. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you. That's a spicy one.
Drop the mic.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's different than what we've been doing because we've been so on motivated, discipline, health and fitness, and we talked a little bit about sexy time and personal stuff.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't get too crazy with it, but I feel like this is
it's getting really personal.
This is this is a little bit more deep. I feel like.
Yeah.
A little emotional, and Jose's feeling a little sassy tonight.
I am feeling a little sassy. So, I mean, if you guys are just logging in or not, but if you want to drop in and give your, what do you take from that title? Forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. And it's almost like, I have a mentor that I listen to, and he says also, I'm going to take care of me for you, and you take care of you for me. And it almost plays into that because a lot of times, and I guess I'll break the ice, a lot of times we go in life and the closest people to us sometimes hurt us, right? Or we feel like they hurt us, but in reality, maybe they're going through something or they're not feeling good that day and they just snapped at you. I mean, it's just like growing up with your brothers and sisters, honestly, How many times don't we get at each other as siblings, and we don't mean it? At the end of the day, we're still gonna go up to bat, and we're gonna defend you no matter what, no matter where you're at, right? But it plays a really deep role in moving forward, because if you stick in that, they did this to me, you kind of play the blame game on yourself.
Yeah.
So
called growth.
Yeah. So now at 30, what do you feel like do you feel like you've ever been in that situation where you took it to heart and the other person, probably doesn't even remember about it, but you still kept that?
You hold on to it for a while.
You hold on to it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we have to I think it comes down to, my eye's been twitching for weeks and I don't know what's going on, man.
Lack of sex.
Probably. Oh God. Got my friend Daryl on here. He just in time.
Daryl.
No, I feel like. What were we talking? What were we saying?
Do you feel like you have you ever held on to a grudge, or because somebody did something bad to you?
Yeah.
And then how did that affect you? Do you have an experience?
That's where I was going with it. So I feel like a lot of people, we're all different humans, right? Even though y'all been together for forever, you function very differently, and your mindset or your way of reasoning through an issue is very different. You might be that was no big deal, but to her, it might have triggered some sort of trauma or something she's been through already in her past, and it was very deep for her, whereas you're what the heck's wrong with you? You're so emotional and sensitive. But
Shark,
don't you feel
Shark
like-
Week.
Don't you feel like Hannah is a therapist
Week.
sometimes?
I feel like she
Well-
hits certain points.
Because I think you go to therapy or
I
something?
do, and that's why you pick on me for going to therapy.
Do we get a free session if we go with you?
I literally feel
should
like
do-
every time we do a podcast,
We should do like a three.
She,
let us all in there. You tell your reception or you tell your therapist. I'm bringing 2 friends.
I don't know if that's like HIPAA compliant because then you guys will
Well, no,
know,
because
True,
you're
that's true.
no,
you'll know
you
all
tell,
my business.
no. You tell her not to like it's a new file. It's a
Tyler
it's a
and Sal.
3. It's a 3 thing, and
You guys gonna split the bill?
that's why I said it's like it's a you got to say it's a pro bono.
But
Tell her we'll feature her in our podcast.
she would not love that. But I really do feel like we are all different individuals. And this is where communication comes in very important, especially in marriages and close relationships. Like, you have to be like, you don't have to be sorry for what you said. Honestly, this is like, I've said this to somebody before. That's why it's like coming to mind right now. You don't have to be sorry for what you said or what you did, but you could be sorry for how it made me feel.
Yeah.
That way I can forgive you. Because if you came and look at me and say, I'm not sorry for what I said, but I'm sorry that it made you feel that way.
Yeah.
Can we move past
That
this?
was like that's how it was before.
No, that's how it is now.
That's how it is now.
That's how you feel now.
It's a new
Yeah.
way of seeing it. Like if I said something that I actually felt,
Yeah.
I wanted to say that, but you took it in. It made you feel a certain way. But I don't have to feel sorry, like for saying it, because that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I can.
You don't
I
have to
can
feel sorry for
I
saying it.
I can feel sorry for how it made you feel, like because you took it a different way.
But you said it.
Yeah, so we have to sometimes, because we don't have this drone view, like a bird's eye view on other people's lives and feelings. You can, we've talked about this, empathy. Like, that's a very important skill to have as an adult, and as you get older and you grow, it's very important to be like, okay, if I say this is going to make them feel this way. But sometimes in conversation, you don't have the time.
You don't have that time.
You'd be like a dummy if you were sitting
People
there like,
always say,
okay, if I
think
say
before
this,
you speak, but sometimes you don't have that.
you can't.
Like, especially if you get fired up. I get that. I get that.
So sometimes when you're rapid firing or you're just in a conversation,
but sometimes
it's
people need to
flowing.
hear it. Some people need that tough love. Hear it.
Right, and exactly. So when it comes to that point, it's like, I'm not sorry for what I'm saying to you because, you needed to hear, or the truth hurts, or you're in denial and you need to hear this. And I'm sorry it hurts your feelings, but
Yeah.
you needed to hear it.
You can't be sorry that it hurt their feelings.
Yes, you can.
I feel like take it.
No, because we're all emotional creatures. Like, we all have the right, and we're all valid in our feelings. Like, if I'm wrong or if I'm right, I'm still valid in feeling the way I feel
Yeah.
because I'm very different from what
This
you
reminds me of
and
like
Elena.
a lot of the influencers. They'll be like, "Sorry if you don't like what I'm about to say," boom, and then they say it.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
But does it change? Like if it's somebody close, or if it's one of your like
it's definitely harder.
when it's closer?
Yeah.
yeah, I personally just feel like
Is that what the 1% maybe does though, and that's why they're successful? Because they say what needs to be said, and they don't care how you feel, and they're not gonna be sorry about it.
that's the problem with our world.
Because sometimes even ourselves, we need to hear some stuff,
Who's in here?
and we need to get out. We need to get out of our head, man. We need to get out of our head, and we need to hear what we need to hear.
All right, Daryl, you're somebody I know very well. I've known him since elementary school. So tell me,
Hannah Pre.
tell me, do you agree with this theory that you can say something and not be sorry for what you're saying or how you're saying it or what you're doing, but you could be sorry for the way it made somebody feel? I don't know if you're
That's
listening.
a good topic within our topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you need that, right? You need that initiation of that. I'm sorry for how this is about to make you feel.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Okay.
mean it.
Now that you put it that way, I'm kind
But
of.
you need that to be able to forgive.
I guess like with my kids, I could see myself saying, "Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. It might hurt you, but you gotta hear it."
Yeah, tough love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you give that same respect
To like somebody that you're not that close with, like.
or someone who should already know. You know what I mean? Like my kids are my kids. I'm guiding you in life. I have a job to do, and I'm, you know, whether I'm doing it right or not, I'm doing it the way that I feel is gonna help you the best. So I'm gonna sit you down. I'm like, listen, it's gonna hurt.
And I think for the people that you say should already know better,
Yeah.
that's when you clash more and people start getting more defensive because they feel righteous in what they're thinking and you feel righteous in what you're thinking, and that's where like this, not argument, but just like disagreement comes in. And that's where people are always like, well, we'll agree to disagree, and it's like,
That almost tears the relationship.
yeah. And it's like, no, I want you, because a
So
lot,
is that relationship valuable enough for you to
right,
back off?
because a lot of times humans need that respect and that validation from one another, and whether that's just you saying, I hear how you feel and I'm sorry you feel that way, I understand, but this is how I feel, and I'm gonna take what you're saying and I'm gonna think about it, but in this moment I can't reason with you.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of time, like for me, I used to be super stubborn. I'm like, no, I'm right, you know, I wouldn't listen to anybody.
All women.
But as I've gotten older, that's changed.
Us men, we have to be like, yeah, you're right. Yo, you're right. I'm so sorry.
As I've gotten older, that has changed, and I feel like I can take what you're saying, and it might take me 4 days at home to reflect on it. And that's why a lot of time, if I'm getting into it with somebody or I'm feeling a weird energy, I'll kind of take a step back from them, because it's like I don't want to speak out of like emotions.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say something that I can't forgive.
Yeah.
Or you say something that you can't forgive because I'm talking out of emotions,
Right,
and we're just
right.
going back and forth.
And I guess that depends too on who you're talking to. Because like, as a spouse, you might be passionate and say something, and then afterwards you're like, babe, you know what, man, I was wrong.
And it's really hard to take that.
Yeah.
Be like, whoa, we need to step back. Especially when you're living together, you're doing life day to day. It's hard
Yeah.
to step back and be like,
So you would step back though too?
Sometimes you really want to just keep going at it.
With Mitchell, you would step back.
if I can.
Yeah, that's the thing, because you're a little bit more
It's
comfortable.
so hard.
You're a little bit more comfortable, because I'd be saying some stuff. Elena's like, you asshole.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes I say some stuff, and you know what? As let me put it this way. As I've matured more, I almost feel like, no, I need to say what I'm feeling, and I need to express it however I can right now, and not feel bad for how the other person might take it. That's how I feel at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like with anybody, like, you know, obviously.
And I do feel like you've gone through like a weird shift with that. Like before, you wouldn't
because
like speak up.
I would not. I would just quiet, boom. Let everybody run over me. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just ride with it.
Yeah, it's a form of setting your boundaries, and
Yeah.
what's important, and like your own just like sanity and peace of mind.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Honestly, with a lot of like the personal development that I've done over the 5 years, I've learned to say like no. Like that's another thing, because that almost goes in the same category.
I feel like
Is saying no.
yeah, and I feel like a lot of that just comes with like really getting older. Like in
Or how many times you've been burnt.
but you have more experience too. With
Yeah, you
people.
do, you do.
Like so, you start understanding like.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is something your parents should be willing to teach you on an early age, so you don't get taken advantage as you get older.
Yeah, because
Something you learn.
you're like, when, I don't know about y'all, but when I was young growing up, like it was always respect your elder, and you know, like you couldn't have a voice because you were a child.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not a mother, but I would very much want my kid to speak, not be disrespectful, but speak up for how they, you know, when you did that made me feel this way, because that's building your emotional intelligence and your ability to express yourself like long term. And I think it's just crazy that our whole lives we were like, just be quiet. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say
Yeah.
it at all.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what, it might not be nice, but it's how I feel.
Yeah.
No, as a kid for sure. Like
Yeah.
you're always taught like you really, not even with your parents or anybody, you
What?
don't tell them how you feel. Like
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said somebody said
No.
something.
Oh, my friend Avi, he said, spice this podcast up. What do you want us to talk about? I feel like it's a very good conversation right now.
He wants us to talk about Hannah's my
My eye twitching?
No, your lingerie shoot.
My
She keeps dropping little ones here and there on her Instagram.
my photographer was on here. Shout out to Scott Thomas Photography.
He needs to come out here and get me on some. I wear a thong.
I don't think he does that kind of photography.
He might.
He can get you some photos of Elena. And
Oh man,
a win-win.
Oh yeah,
Win-win, right?
yeah. Elena.
Maybe
does
we
it.
can hook up my next shoot. Elena, come get a couple in.
Yeah,
With you?
I don't know that I've ever.
Not with me.
Oh, I'm like, where this is going?
So we're like in the same shoot.
Well, I've never done something like that.
In
so
the same shoe.
I would have to have somebody do it with me.
Not both of us in the same picture,
You just
like
said that.
posing together, but like she takes her photos and I'm hyping her up and
I need more tea, guys.
Dude. You were on one tonight. You need to chill.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm feeling that way.
Hype me up, chat. Hype me up.
No, they ain't gonna hype you.
That's what they want.
Anyways, back to the topic.
Oh yeah. Forgiveness.
Forgiveness for you and not anybody else.
Yeah.
Not the lingerie footage.
And I think it still happens, no matter how. Man, I'm trying to fix this. I'm sorry. No matter how you sometimes you catch yourself not forgiving yourself, and you're like, sometimes you want to say I forgive you to the other person if they treat you wrong. You say I forgive you, bro. Go away. Like her dad used to say that to some people.
Just to like get them off your back.
No, man, he would piss you off. Her dad would just piss you off because he.
Oh, like reverse
And
psychology.
and it wouldn't be something that I would do, but he would piss me off for the other person. And he would tell, like, if let's say somebody from the church did something to him unintentionally, he'll be like, "Don't worry, I forgive you, and God forgives you for being imperfect."
That's like the Southern Belle
no.
thing when women are,
Yeah,
oh, bless your heart. And I'm like,
yeah,
that was like so passive aggressive. Like,
yeah.
can you
Or
not?
he would use the other one, perdónate. But in English, how would you say that in English?
Forgive yourself for that.
Forgive yourself.
Like, for something he thought you did.
And it wasn't even on me, but I'll be in the back and I'm like, oh, what an asshole, man.
Yeah, Daryl, that's very true. But I feel like that he said you forgive but don't forget, but never forget. I feel like I used to be like, I would have probably tattooed that on my body at one point in my life.
Damn. Every single time somebody did you wrong,
I'm
you're on here now, buddy.
all my tattoos are from trauma. But anyway,
Oh, okay. So, I mean, that's kind of what he's saying.
no, you forgive, but you never forget. I feel like with time and growth and maturity, like you don't have to completely forget it, but for you and your peace of mind, this topic right now, you're forgiving for yourself, and sometimes you need to forget for
Yeah.
yourself, because if you're not going to forget it or let it go is a better word,
Learn from it, move on.
there's no point in doing this like around and around thing if you can't eventually let it go and forget it. I
Unless
guess
it's somebody like your spouse that you really can't.
it'll always be in your back of your mind.
But yeah, you
sure.
kind of do have to forget it, even with the spouse, because then it's like something that kind of hurts the marriage over time.
Yeah.
If you're
you
not
don't.
willing to let it go, it's gonna continue to hurt.
Let it go. Frozen. The dad side of us.
You frozen, let it go.
Yeah. Let it go. What are you looking at me for? She's like, I still ain't letting go.
No, I'm just like,
I still ain't forgetting what you did. I didn't do it. I didn't do anything crazy, but I
what
could
are
be.
we talking about?
I could be. I don't know. You're looking at me like I did something. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You probably did. You probably did 8 things today
Yeah.
that she
I
has to
can't keep. I
forgive.
can't keep
You
count.
can't keep count.
You know, I'm fully convinced I need to buy a condo and live with 8 cats.
You know, for a second, I thought you said a condom.
Where is your brain tonight? You really want to go into this topic?
We could go into the topic and forgive on that topic.
Talking about 30 minutes of podcast
podcast,
tonight,
right?
and you're
Yeah, no, it's only there. Yeah, we're only right there. We're right there.
you're
We're good.
starting to try something new
Listen.
here.
All I know is read the topic again, because I feel like there's something I'm missing here.
Forgive for yourself, essentially, because at the end of the day, if you can't forgive,
Oh my god, you like deleted what we did?
No.
if you can't forgive, you're never gonna have that peace of mind.
Oh, forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. Yes. Okay, I kind of went off. I went off. It's true,
They
bro.
ain't talking about sex. You definitely
I
went.
definitely went off. Yeah. Forgiveness isn't for them. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you okay?
They can't hear that. They can't hear the sound.
What is wrong with
No. Yeah. You know what? The T just hit. DWTN. Make sure you come check us out.
Yeah,
You get hype.
Is that what's
You get
wrong with you
hype,
tonight?
bro. No, I don't know. You know, I'm in a different
World.
let's go okay, let's be honest. I just came off of Elena leaving me for like a whole weekend.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm watching the kids by myself. I gotta forgive.
Therapy session.
I gotta forgive Elena for myself.
You know what I would say to you? I'm so sorry you felt neglected this whole weekend.
It's not
But
neglect.
I don't have a great time.
Honestly, I didn't feel neglected. I felt too not burdened or over
Stimulated.
like dad. What are we doing today, dad? I'm like, dude, we just went to the beach. And we're going to the
Meanwhile,
pool.
Elena's like
Oh my
poolside
God.
with a drink, like
No, and I'm like holding myself back from messaging like, oh, it must be nice.
my friend Daryl said you're going through it.
Yeah, man. I feel it. I need a blunt. Just kidding. I don't smoke.
Or gummy. But yeah.
Okay, gummy. That never ever got. I don't know. She's like, I'll let you get a gummy. Never gave us a gummy. Remember that? We'll forgive you.
You can have all of them.
I'm gonna forgive you. I feel
Last
like,
time I had a gummy, I was trying to put the pizza pan in the freezer instead of the
oh,
oven.
that would have been so great. Oh, don't you love that though? It's a good laugh.
Yeah, and I was
It's a
like,
good
couldn't
laugh.
stop laughing. I thought I was gonna die from laughing.
Yeah.
I couldn't breathe.
I can't remember what I did the other day, but I'm like, dude, I did something, and I'm like, damn.
And then
Put
one
that
time
down.
in Vegas, I took a gummy and I was sitting in a casino and like the lights around me, I felt like I was in a circus. I was just like,
That's the
Oh my
oxygen
gosh.
they pump into the building.
Y'all
that's
are
why
funny.
the casino was spinning.
They pump oxygen into the building so you stay longer. You feel good.
We'll take a hike.
Oh
Do you know that?
no!
Yeah.
We've never been, but we've been told by like people that
Oh.
do that a
We
lot.
do research.
No, people just
Do y'all
tell
know
us.
this? I don't know this.
Yeah.
Well, I've been to Vegas plenty of times, and the casino never was spinning until I took a
Yeah.
gummy.
But yeah, no, you do have to forgive for man. See, I don't know why I can't get the topic. Oh, is it for them? It's for you. Yeah, you have to forgive for yourself, because if you hold that grudge every time you see that person, whether, and it depends too, like where if how important they are in your timeline. Mm-hmm. Like, do you see them every day? That's gonna affect you. Are they important in what you have to get through to get to whatever your next goal might be? Like you go to a gym and somebody did you wrong at the gym, and you don't forgive that person. Like let's talk about gym etiquette. You you jump on a machine and somebody treats you the wrong way, and they get in the machine, or their ego was so much that it messed you up. You don't really know that person, but if you hold that grudge and you don't forgive them for you, you're not gonna go back to the gym, or you're gonna mess up your results
Yeah,
for no reason.
yeah.
So
I
that's,
think I know you hate therapy talk, but today when I was there at therapy,
I don't hate it. I just don't believe in it.
okay,
No,
well,
I'm just kidding.
today we were talking about this isn't what
You went to
downfall.
therapy today?
Yeah,
Oh,
I love it.
what's the schedule like? How many times you go?
Like every 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad. That's just bad.
So, and it's an hour session. So this is some, me being vulnerable here, and I'm going to tell you guys my downfalls as an adult. I have trouble expressing myself, being vulnerable, setting expectations for somebody because I'm scared to be let down. Because then I'll feel like I'm giving you the blueprint to do right by me. I'm telling you what I need. I'm being vulnerable. I'm expressing myself. And then if you fail, I feel like I can't forgive you. I'm angry at you.
Well, how do you
Feels
how do you
like-
give the blueprint?
Like, you made me feel X, Y, and Z. I need you to do this, this, and this to reconcile.
But did you ask them why they treated you the way they did?
No, because you need to be a damn good human, no matter what it was.
But what? But what if there's another side? We're hearing a one-sided story here.
No. It's not like, this is like,
In general.
in general, this could be anything. Like, this could be me being, Jose, when I walk into the club, you didn't greet me the way you should, and it made me feel like,
So like
you were mad.
management style.
No. Like, it could, this is just like a general thing. Like, I could be like expressing to you, that made me feel this way. Like,
Okay.
is there something going on? If
Oh.
not, can you be a little more like excited when I walk in the club or whatever,
But what if I'm going through something that day?
We all have to be,
Put up a front.
not a front, but we all have to be transparent. Like, that's another thing. Like,
Oh,
communicating.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not really. Am I right?
Sorry, I got my own stuff going on. Like, it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a lot
I think
of.
I could give you that though. I think
Yeah.
like because we
we're
know
close-ish.
yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody walks out the street, man, I'm be like, bro, I don't want your BS right now.
But they don't have expectation from you.
Oh,
either.
I like it. I like it. She dropped expectation from you. That's a
Mm-hmm.
good one. Because it is like that's how relationships are. Like
Yeah.
friendships, marriage, whatever.
I think the only time you get burned is when you have a true relationship, and you were saying this earlier. You have set expectations from somebody, and then they don't follow through with that expectation.
Yes, I think. I mean, we went through. Yeah, when we first got married, my expectation was you're gonna cook clean, have everything ready. It's an expectation. Not like I said it,
Yeah.
but I got pissed off because I was cooking, cleaning, and whatever. But she, not that she wasn't busy because she was doing school, working at the
Work.
car wash. We're talking. She was like 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was going to work 4 a.m. So I'm like, when I get home, I'm thinking, this is what, because that's also what I was grown up to believe was, my mom would have my lunch in the morning. Not that she did that often because I started working pretty young and I left pretty young, but like her mom would have her dad's stuff on point.
Yeah. I remember you saying that once.
And
like,
if he didn't have his food, like it's not like he didn't get mad at her, but it was like
I was like, what's
You
going
failed.
on? What's wrong?
you failed as a woman.
Yeah.
Unless she's sick or something, he was very like he took care of her
Attentive, yeah.
and different. Like I'll give him that. But yeah, and actually that did happen to us. I had those expectations, and it got to the point where I left, and we were
Started
separated.
building like resentment.
Yeah, we were separated for a month. Remember that? And then her dad had a heart attack,
No.
and she tricked me to come back.
My dad, no.
Yeah, didn't he have a heart attack?
Speaking of forgiveness, he's holding on to this for a long
I'm
time.
pretty Yeah, no. Your dad had the heart attack, and that's why I was like, oh shit, I went.
No.
Yes, man, you
You're
don't
talking
remember that?
about Lori's grandpa.
No, Lodi's grandpa.
Are you talking about that breakup? That separation?
We never separated.
Yeah, we did.
Oh my god, how many separations? This is before kids. Before
Breakups
kids.
and makeups.
Before kids, because before kids, you have that.
And this is how kids were made.
But you know what?
Yeah.
We were also young. We were very young.
Yeah.
And we didn't have kids, and we had the ability to say, "I'm gonna get up and get out," because we didn't have any ties. We didn't have a house together. We didn't have responsibilities together. We were just married.
Yeah.
And mind you, not in a marriage where everybody was like, "Oh, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be," because I would get a lot of comments from people. I don't know if you did.
I have a question, like going back to our topic.
Man. That is our topic. I forgave you. For not beating my
Before I
blueprint.
forget, I think one week we should do one on women's responsibility, because you brought it up kind of like with having
Yeah.
expectations. I feel like we should talk about women's roles and responsibilities now in 2025, and like how they've shifted to like where women almost
I don't
have.
know. That's gonna be a touchy subject.
It's good though.
Because a lot of women, I'm disappointed,
We
bro.
need another man here with us.
You don't need
Because-
another man. I got enough for you.
No, so we can have two men's.
Y'all women suck. These younger women suck.
No, listen.
All right, we won't go into
We
it.
need to talk about.
I feel bad for the young men
There's a
looking for marriage.
balance. There's a balance between that nurturing role, right?
Yeah.
Being the mother, being the cooking and cleaning and doing all those like home things,
Yeah.
But it seems like so much has shifted with like economically too, where the woman has to work and almost she's falling into this manly role,
Because of the women rights
masculine
people.
role.
Huh?
What are you?
Yeah.
So like that's
I'm for
completely fine.
real.
But I just feel like we need to discuss.
At
Like,
what point did a woman start thinking, and not all women thought this, but now you have to work.
yeah,
It's like expected. You have to work. You can't stay home and take care of your kids and take care of the household. No. You have to go to work.
I think that's a lot to do with finances.
And I
though.
understand that some girls do want that
Freedom.
freedom and they want to build their own thing, and you can, and there are out there, but understand that you're not gonna keep a man sometimes like that. It is what it is.
but then
you gotta
we'll start diving into, does a man, excuse me,
somebody's car.
does a man make a woman feel
Absolutely.
protected enough and safe enough to fall into that feminine energy?
Absolutely.
To
Our
rely
mentor-
on you to be a provider.
Our mentor said that. Jorge de la Concepcion. He said that. He said, man, I wish I could remember, but he basically said, like, at what point, at what your current situation in the relationship that you're at, he's talking to the men. He was talking to men. It's lacking certain things because you at some point stop being the man in the relationship.
Yeah, and she can't feel safe enough to rely on you to provide.
Yeah.
So she starts, okay, well, I gotta get a job and I have to be a hustler. And the only part I'm like, I agree with the nurturing role as a woman. Like, I do feel like ideally we would be mother and
Yeah.
cleaning and, like how it was back in the day. With your drive, you can have your own career and your own passions and your own drive, but that has to be an option. Like, I feel like that I would want that to be an option.
That's what I'm saying. But
Not a
nowadays,
necessity
it's a
or
necessity
has
because
to.
of the economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
Well, men not pulling up their pants either and
Oh, yeah.
like taking care of shit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
But
We'll talk about
do
that.
they maybe not have that correct women to be the neck? Boom.
Yeah. And I agree. Like, I totally
Elena's
think
quiet.
like women, we need to find that
She's got a
role
lot to say.
where
She ain't saying it.
all we do is we think about, if I could step into this like version of myself where I just have to look good and you come home and like I'm here cleaning, well, the house is clean, you have dinner, taking care of the kids, I just have to worry about how I look, go to Pilates or yoga or go to the gym, and I don't have to do anything.
Bro, I work my
son-
ass off.
Sign me up. But I still need to have passions and goals, because then
Yeah.
you're going to be like, you have no substance to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, as a woman, like, you can find anybody that's going to lay around the house and do that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to completely say, oh, you got to be a
But then, do you feel
housewife.
guilty for just being the person that gets to like
And yeah.
be feminine, but also just do what you want with your passions and stuff like that, while you don't bring in any income? Like,
Yeah, and you lose your sense of like yourself. Like, we talked about that as like a mother at one point. Like, your mind probably shifted to, I'm just a mom, like I'm in this like tunnel vision of like, I'm a mom and that's all I have to me. I can't go out to Miami for the weekend because I got kids. I feel like
Yeah.
then you lose your sense of like, what is my purpose?
yeah,
So there's a fine line, and I think it's tricky for women to find a balance. And like, I wish I had the cheat codes, but I don't.
True. And then there's those guys that, your significant other stays home all the time. They didn't pursue anything, and then you go and do something on the side, and it blows up. And then what did you just do? You didn't even go to school or go try something because you were the housewife.
yeah,
Yeah. Then you have that feeling of like,
Yeah.
it's a resentment feeling because
Yeah.
you're like, Well,
And
I had to take care of the kids. I didn't have the opportunity.
And I'm not saying that I want to go back to where girls stay at the house, but like I feel like a lot of girls nowadays, they want to they don't at least do basic women stuff. So like let me put it this way. When the trash needs to be put out, what's expected? The man to do it. When the grass is expected to be cut, who's mostly expected to do it? Men. When the car needs the oil change or something's wrong with the car or whatever, who's expected, right?
Yeah.
So, and I feel like a lot of times, hey, the dishes need to be done. That should fall sometimes mostly on women, especially with a dishwasher now. The laundry has to be put into the, I could understand help folding because, bro, we have like 4 kids plus it's a lot of clothes.
5 now.
The dog. He ain't got no clothes. But there's like certain, I feel like the things that women used to do on a normal basis is now like, oh, you men have to do it because you just do. But I'm never going to see Elena cut grass. It's just never. I'm never like if I see her cutting grass, I'm gonna look at her and be like, what the? Like
yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I would be almost pissed. Like, whoa, that's my job. What the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? That's how I feel, anyways. But then it's like also, where do you all?
But I think that comes with like feeling like because we have to do the house things and take care of the kids, but now also we have to work. Like that feeling of like.
But like I just said, like I see you cutting grass. Where would you see me doing something where you'd be like, hold on a minute, that's my job. You can't find one because it's been demolished by women's rights.
Oh God. But this went a little too far with that.
I'm gonna forgive y'all for myself.
Our topic is forgiveness, not.
But no, it was a good topic because you do. I like. A lot of times you have those are little things that you have to forgive because like imagine if I have a grudge all the time, like, oh fuck, dude, I gotta do this, and that's not how it used to be.
Yeah.
If not, you'd be in a grudge. You gotta forgive, baby, to move on for yourself.
So what if somebody did something to you that like significantly impacted your life, like whether it be your personal life or like something they did that impacted your business that also impacted your personal life and you had to struggle, like forgiving them for yourself so that you can move on from that hurt that they did to you. Like, is that possible, or is it like constantly gonna be?
I feel like it.
Like that significantly impacted your life.
Like, give us an example. Like, have you had that?
Yeah, we have in business.
Okay.
So like if somebody did.
Speak it. Don't leave it. Speak it. Like what?
Like if somebody, a mentor or something, did something that
I knew you were going there. Like they said, "Oh, I'm coming, man, and we're gonna put new chairs. We're gonna blow up. We're gonna repaint. We're gonna redo the whole freaking building. Like our first investment." Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, or like that, or like gave you wrong guidance and like significantly hurt you. How do you if you don't forgive for yourself to move on?
Do you so on that, do you tell them? Let's ask Hannah because you
That's
go.
a good question.
You go to when's okay.
Go to therapy. I got all the answers.
We ain't paying.
Hannah's a therapist every
We
time we
ain't
have a
paying.
podcast.
Janessa's on here. Say hi.
No, I don't. I gotta
Alright,
forgive
ask
Janessa
me.
too. Freaking taking my wife for.
Oh gosh, he's so upset you took his wife for a weekend.
Yeah, still.
He's forgiving you though.
Okay, so
Do you ask that, or do you tell that person what they did that impacted you so
no,
strong?
but she gotta know the context. So
Well, you
okay.
just said the context.
Not really. Did you kind of hear? Do you feel like you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
they
about?
gave you a sense of false hope.
Yes. Oh my God. Wow. Okay.
See,
Okay, it must
I'm
work.
picking up what you're laying
It
down.
must work. Yeah, and you know what? And we felt like we.
He said therapy must work.
But you know what? We never told them, and they would ask us. Man, I hope they don't see this.
But you always felt like there's no need for you to
like,
know.
yeah, because we were like, well, you know what? Maybe we did wrong. Because it was always like, okay, this is how I felt. Honestly, straightforward. If I were to ever tell them this is what I feel like you did, the answer would always be you don't have enough personal development because you let that hit you the wrong way.
That's a way of diverting for them. They didn't want
True.
to take responsibility.
True.
And a lot of people,
Which I don't think me or her would not say, "Oh, this is because of you," but
No.
we felt it.
We've always felt like we'll just heal on our own, and we don't need to tell you what you.
Well, not that we just decided to heal, because it took a toll. Like,
Yeah.
bro, it took a toll. Like, we were bad for a minute.
no, I think that you not addressing the problem, setting a boundary, or just expressing yourself, it really, obviously you're still thinking about it in a sense. It might not hurt your feelings anymore,
Yeah.
but it's still in the back of your mind. And like, you may come across another opportunity with somebody else at some point, and you're so burned by that one situation to where you might fuck up another opportunity because of that burn from a previous one. So you have to allow yourself to, like, hey, this is, I know this is old, but like, this is how you made me feel, or this is what happened, and I'm just no hard feelings anymore, but I need to express that so I can move forward.
See, I
So
don't
you feel like we haven't moved forward.
I don't feel like I could do that still.
Like, and I don't think that you haven't moved forward. I think sometimes, like, not being able to do that can hold you back from other opportunities or trust in
Yeah.
people.
No,
Because
yeah.
I think what we would look for is like, we're gonna tell you how we feel, but we don't really want, like, I feel like it's gonna be taken as a teaching moment, and let me go ahead and try to tell you what you did wrong, or why you felt why you felt what happened affect you the way it did, and why it's
or
wrong.
what you could have done different.
Yeah,
Instead of like
us,
just
not-
hearing out.
Yeah, instead of saying, you know what, man, I didn't know that, my bad, boom.
Yeah.
And how do you move on? Like, do you move on from that, or do you just leave it where it's at?
Well, we've had to.
And you forgive them for you.
Yeah.
You still have to move on if you want your life to continue
we've moved
growing.
on, but we've never really, like,
Yeah.
we've tried to connect again, but we
it's
wouldn't.
it will never be the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's your peace of mind if you can't learn to let go of that. Like,
Yeah.
bitterness, I wouldn't even,
Oh yeah. I mean, we went through like a couple months. I was like,
yeah.
ugh.
Like,
horrible.
you have to learn to let it go, or you're gonna hold on to it forever.
Yeah.
Miss opportunities, hold a grudge, feel
Like, I let it go. I let it go.
because they're at home sleeping.
Yeah, man.
They're not thinking about it. They're not thinking they even bothered. Well, maybe they do, and
Well, they're at
they're
sleeping
sitting there with
comfortably.
their tea and they don't care.
Huh?
Yeah.
They're at home sleeping comfortably while we're
Yeah.
living the.
Well, we had to go through.
We had to go. We had to go through some
really,
like,
Yeah.
really,
it not just impacted us, but our kids and
Yeah.
like our life.
living
So,
the what is it called, the like when you do something and you have to deal
Reality.
the consequences of the
Yeah.
decisions we made,
Yeah.
whether it was good or bad, but that was the decision.
Once addressed, you will heal in your own time. Yeah, I truly think
that's who said that.
Daryl. I really,
Like, once we address that with them, we would heal better at our own time, or what is that what you mean?
yeah.
I think so, but I feel like part of me would just not let me open up like that with the way that person is. Maybe if it was a different person.
Yes, and that's what I was talking about earlier. I struggle with the same thing, like that vulnerability. And, I'll let it eat me alive all night long. I'll toss and turn. I might lose sleep over it. And then you have somebody that, on the other hand, the person that's hurting you, they have no idea. They may have no idea. And they're sleeping comfortably.
I don't think they do, because we've always kept it like, as, you know what, we'll just deal with it.
Yeah. Maybe they don't.
Yeah.
I think they do think that there is something, but we're
And
just
I
like,
think-
it's okay.
You guys are the victim in the situation, but I think it's very unfair for that other party to not have the opportunity to explain themselves.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I feel like we don't even want to hear that.
Yeah, we feel like just
not,
such a like
not
a-
an explanation, but an opportunity to see their reaction, because I feel like everybody's reaction to whatever you are addressing is going to tell you exactly what you
I
need
think
to
it
know.
would like free us
It
completely.
would free your mind, give you peace of mind, and depending on their reaction and their response, it will put them exactly where they need to.
Oh yeah, like where they land in your
in
life.
your life in general.
If they react terribly, it's gonna be like, yeah, you're just a piece
Alright.
of shit. I thought you were, like, bye. Or if they react in an empathetic way, you could be like, okay, we can wash our hands. Still don't really want you near me, but
And
like,
forward.
I can heal, I can move forward from this, because I feel like, okay, you did have some empathy. You are okay human being. Doesn't mean the burn doesn't hurt.
Yeah, because I mean, I honestly think also for them, like, the situation was new, and maybe they just never had gone through it.
Yeah.
Or they didn't have bad intentions to begin
Right, like
with.
they just thought
Like,
that was the best move, but it was a pretty hard. Like, we lost a lot of business and a lot of our teammates that we built because of that one. Like, we were on our way, like, we're moving up in the business and doing really well.
well, that's
really
just the business side, not even the personal.
personal side was like, we got trashed. Like, we were not ready for what happened that
Yeah.
day. We were
Yeah.
not ready.
And I think
It was
what
so
Elena
trash.
just said is like that's why I went like this. Like, that is my biggest thing in life. Like, I have to see what your intentions were, because a lot of things could be said, a lot of things could be misinterpreted. At the end of the day, like, you could say something, but your intention was truly pure.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say I move with pure intentions. I don't do anything. And we talk about this in therapy. You don't find a bad human just being a bad human because they're bad. They didn't wake up and just decide to be bad. There's something that made them the way they are at some point in life. But if they're moving with ill intent, they're just making that decision.
They're choosing to do that.
choosing
yeah.
to do that. But so that's always my first question, not even question, based off of your reaction. Like I just said, maybe if you address it and you see the reaction, that initial reaction will tell me everything I need to know about your intentions from the beginning.
Yeah.
And if your intentions were, and you could tell when somebody's lying.
Yeah.
We're all grown.
Oh, yeah. I immediately knew
We're
it was lying.
33 years old.
How old were we then? I was probably 28, 25,
Yeah.
25, 26. And you were
But-
like 20.
Yeah, so like now we can very much recognize, like, if somebody's blowing smoke up our ass, we're gonna be like, okay,
Next.
Yeah.
I'll smile in your face, let you keep talking, but
Oh, we see that all the time.
again, I'm placing you exactly where you need to be because now you're showing
Yeah.
me what I need to know.
We see that all the time. We get people here. They come in. They're like, "Oh my god, I really want to do the business again." And you guys look like you're such amazing. Da, 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 and I would learn so fast. But we're like, bro, if you didn't do it with the first person you signed up, you're probably not gonna
Not
do it
gonna
again.
do it with us.
You're not. Yeah, you can join. You like, we'll sign you up. We'll join you. We'll teach you everything we got. But you're not gonna do it because you're not disciplined.
Yeah.
And the reason you left that first person is because you're not disciplined. We see it all the time. We see it like, and yeah, man. But that's a good one because that's right there. That's why you have to forgive
For yourself.
for yourself and not for them, because if not, you're gonna find yourself losing out on
I
opportunities.
feel like I have been able to forgive for me because if not, I would have quit the business.
But I think even now you're still, because you still don't fully jump into some of the things, and I feel like it's because you
Trust
don't.
issues.
Yeah, like you don't fully, because she used to do like trainings, boom, and this, and you would be at everything at home. Tuesday night calls, boom, boom, boom. We still have that to this day, but you don't commit to that anymore. And
think
I feel
it
like
is, like, the
I feel like
trust
because
thing.
you're like still like, man, who's next? Who's gonna do this to me next?
Yeah.
It's a trauma and a defense mechanism. So, like, anytime you have a trauma, it builds even when you can't.
I wrote it too. I wrote
like
it.
a passive defense mechanism.
I texted. I said, "Where's the Elena that started this business?"
Elena now has 5 more bricks higher over her head because she was burned.
But we do have like also the kid. Like we didn't have.
Yeah.
Did we? No, we had 3. Yeah, we had
Yeah.
3 kids at the time. We had Lucas. He was a baby. Yeah.
Which I feel like it affected me even more because I have my
Yeah.
children that I have to look out
Well,
for.
because it affected
know?
your children. It affected deeply your family. I mean, honestly, man.
And there's, it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people say, you mess with my family, like, that's it.
What's that little kiss up? Was that kisses? What is that? Laughs? I can't hear. I can't
Kisses.
see.
my buddy's, he's the one that had, like, the swole gang leggings and stuff. I'm gonna bring you
yeah,
some.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just send us an
Jose wants some leggings.
not that I want leggings, but if you want us to promote your leggings, since you're friends with Hannah, just hit. We're not like big pages, but we got some pretty good followers,
Yeah.
and they sometimes, a lot of them do what we promote.
They're really good about doing, like, reels and videos and stuff, like
Yeah.
just dancing behind the counter at the nutrition store here. Like,
Well, that's the
Where-
nutrition store, but like our personal pages, a lot of people that
Oh, yeah.
things that Lena posts, like people will like jump on.
well, I mean, she's posting videos back
Yeah.
there making shit, and if
Yeah,
you
if
see
they-
Swole Gang across the
Exactly.
leggings, it's
Yeah.
like,
Bro, yeah, no, seriously, like she's going to the gym right now. So if you want to send some, she got a booty.
he said, I got you. I got so many. I should give you some. But
No,
you
we
got a
don't
bigger
want-
booty than
Yeah,
me.
we don't want Warren Hannah, Swole.
I
What
don't
is it?
care.
Swole Gang.
Swole Gang. I want to say it right. Swole Gang, and that's your Instagram.
That's their the brand.
But is
Outlet
there
brand.
this? Is that Instagram
think-
too?
Do y'all have an Instagram too? I just have
Just
his
hit it.
personal.
Yeah, we'll follow that, man.
I think they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, end of the day, like, I really feel like you have to forgive for your own peace of mind.
Mhm.
What's her size?
End it.
Medium.
Woo! You know what kind of booty in there?
She's in the medium now.
Medium, and it's all booty. So the legging part, like, you know your stuff. So like the legging got to be tight, but the booty got to be medium.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about. That thing pushes back.
Yep.
Um,
Shows it all. So yeah, I just really feel like you have to forgive to have that peace of mind, and when you express yourself, when you're trying to go through that forgiveness thing, you have to, like we said, you have to address it.
yeah. Are you
Yeah.
dropping right now? You dropping some knowledge?
Yeah.
All right, end it. We're gonna end it. Hannah, gather your thoughts. End it for us
Yeah, or else we keep talking all
and
night.
drop it. No, it's already been like we're at 50 minutes.
I just feel like as you get older, this comes with time and growth. You have to learn to address things and speak your truth, or you will never get to that point of like peace of mind. And you have to like be like, this is how you made me feel, and I don't like it, but we got to move on at some point, right?
Yeah.
Should we do that? It's been 5 years. Should we
been
do
longer
that?
than
Should we?
that.
Should we do that? Should we still do it?
For your own, because right now you're still allowing
hard
whoever
for-
it was, I don't know, him, he, she, whatever, like, you're still allowing them to control your life, and you at some point have to be like, I'm gonna boss up, you're not gonna affect my life anymore and my business and my opportunity, because you burned me once. Now he's burnt, or she
Yeah.
is burning you every single day.
And it's not. They're not just anybody. I mean, we're pretty close with them. We've been to many things with them. We've slept in the same room with them.
It's also something we respect.
we
Like,
respect. We look up to them,
So-
and we talk very highly of them. This is
Yeah.
personal that we keep, and we've always kept, no matter who. But
I think my
damn, all right, babe,
My-
put that on the calendar.
my piece of advice.
July. Are you coming with July with us to Extravaganza?
When is that?
she said she
I
had
thought
a
she
trip.
Oh, but you're coming to the next one. That's right.
Yeah.
Is in the end of July.
Yeah.
Yeah, next year. You're going next year.
I'll be in Ireland.
Book it.
I feel like best piece of advice, anybody, like not just y'all's situation, you're going through something, or you feel like your boundaries have been crossed or disrespected, whatever it may be, you have to stand up. And like people say, oh, you're messy, or like you're like it's not being confrontational either. It's addressing the situation. Whether you have to write a letter and let a pigeon fly it to them, or you want to text, or
That's gonna be a lot of tears.
you want to sit down.
It was tough.
I feel like the best
We got it.
way-
We have to say it. We have to.
You know what's
After
funny
speaking
is
with my receptionist,
our therapist.
with my therapist Hannah, I feel like we
crazy,
have to though. We
You know
have
what's
to.
crazy
Yeah.
is that they've literally have asked us, because I feel like they know.
Too, they know.
They've asked us
They
like,
know.
hey, will you guys just communicate with us if something's going on? And
Yeah.
we literally just let it go.
We
every
don't want
time.
to because
just
we don't
move on.
we don't want the confrontation.
But then you're always every time.
No, we still to this
Every
day
time that
we
text-
don't get close enough because we're just like
Every time
whatever.
that text comes through and they're like, "Hey, what's up? Like, what's going on?" You
Yeah.
guys get that like cringy, like
It's
your
the
ass
way
tightens a little. You're like,
it's the way you are.
and I don't ever want to move that way. Like,
Yeah.
if y'all piss me off, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be like,
And the
Jose,
thing- and the thing-
Elena, you piss me
Yeah,
off.
and the thing is
Like-
that it's somebody that we're gonna have to we have to deal with like not constantly but a lot.
Yeah.
And that's
Dang, we're
that's an
dropping.
even better reason why to do it.
They can't hear that.
It's just
That's a good way to end it.
you guys being so close
Yeah.
and having to still interact with them is just even more of a reason to have to like address it.
Yeah.
Because you're doing nothing but putting yourself, like I said, they're sleeping good at night. You're doing nothing but putting yourself in a situation to.
But I think it's
be in
affecting them
distress.
too because they might be sleeping good at night, but they're wondering, why is my business not growing like it should? Why aren't these people growing like they should? And it's, you know, we're probably holding ourselves back
And their
because of
relationship
that.
is not there
Yeah.
like it was.
Like we would
So,
like.
you know, obviously they know something
Yeah.
is wrong.
Yeah. I think
See?
addressing it and being transparent is.
Yeah, see?
It's crazy though too how long you can let things go.
For real.
Like
Well,
you
that's
just
the thing.
live with it.
That's the thing, the topic right
And
there.
you're stuck
Boom.
in limbo. You're gonna look back, and if you don't address it, you're gonna look back in another 5-10 years and be like, if I would have just spoke my truth and said X, Y, and Z to this person,
Yeah.
I could have either
What's that one?
moved
What's that
on
saying?
or pretty girl,
Oh.
pretty girl. But thank you. You're so
Yes.
sweet. You have to address it, or it's doing nothing but hurting
Yeah.
you. Like, drop the mic and
Look at that. See, I'm tensing up. You're gonna have to talk to. And you know what? That's what we like to bring to you here at the Strong Pour. We're gonna drop it here. That's what we like to bring to you. Strong, the raw, the gritty. We're not fully developed where we want to be, so we're gonna show that with you. And that's what we did today. We still have things, and we hit a good topic. We chose out of many topics, and I think that was the perfect one. And we didn't even choose it. Hannah did.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
and look, we just like dove right in, and we had a little therapy session.
Yeah, bro. Now on the
We
next.
can now say Jose's been to